Bonjour.
Bueno.
Bueno. I'm Rick Colthurst for Channel 6 Super Action News, and this
is Teddy Johnson.
Earlier today, we received some exciting info about homemade pH electrodes being developed at the home of Essex Hall by students at the University of Windsor.
And it just turns out that those homemade pH electrodes are just the same as those expensive, commercial-valued pH electrodes. And this is just exciting. Groundbreaking.
I think is the word he was looking for.
Groundbreaking news.
Well, how did we stumble upon this news, you ask?
Well, we're going to pass it on to our team of investigators.
So in the first week of lab, the students built different components of the liquid membrane electrodes. They prepared the PTFE tube and the wire and the pipette tip assembly. For the coated wire electrode, they simply coated the graphite with some membrane solution, and they're leaving them to dry for a week now. I think the membrane solution they used is PVC, and it contains the ionophore tribenzylamine, which is a tertiary amine. It can specifically bind to protons and help in detecting pH. Almost made it. They're just about to start the week 2. Okay, so now they just put together the different components of the liquid membrane electrode, and they also wrapped a silver wire around the graphite, and they're getting ready to test them, putting the rubber bands around. Yep, now they're testing the commercial electrode, the coated wire electrode, and the liquid membrane electrode to measure pHs of different solutions. Let's hope they work.
As can be seen from the mess here, students obviously had some difficulty performing this experiment and errors occurred. One of the errors would come from the PTFE tubing that was used for this experiment. The problem was that the students didn't really load the membrane solution into the tubing properly, and this could be fixed in future runs of the experiment by using a different loading method, like perhaps a gel loading tip. Another problem the students had in this lab comes with the rubber bands used. It was very difficult to attach the LME electrode onto the reference electrode using the rubber bands and still have it go into the solution properly. So what is suggested for future runs of this experiment would be using a piece of tape to attach the LME electrode onto the reference electrode instead of using a rubber band, which clearly was not a good idea. The last error in this experiment came courtesy of this lovely instrument, and the problem with it was very simple. It didn't really work. It didn't calibrate properly and thus didn't give proper pH readings. To fix it in future trials of the experiment, all one would have to do is get it to work. All we really need is proper working instruments. Working instruments, please.
And that was some interesting news, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. But we wanted some real evidence, some hard evidence, from scientists, real scientists. Amateur scientists, but real scientists all the same. So we sent our 2 reporters, Teresa and Brian, out into the field. Teresa?
Thanks, Rick. It's a warm, sunny day here in Windsor. My name is Teresa Lee.
And I'm Brian Fantana. We're standing outside here at Essex Hall at the University of Windsor in the Chemistry and Biochemistry Department.
Let's see if we can get some results for the 59321 disposable pH electrode experiment. Let's head on in.
Excuse me, sir. We just wanted to talk to you about
No,
experiment
sorry,
6.
I'm busy, Jay.
We just need to get some results.
We're trying that already.
Just to find out how it went.
Hi, sir. Are you in the 59321 class? I just have a few questions for you regarding the experiment.
I have to take this call.
Your phone didn't even ring.
All right, let's go. Excuse me, sir. Are you in the 59321 class?
Yes.
And did you do experiment 6 on making disposable pH electrodes?
Yes.
Would you mind giving us your results from that experiment?
You'll never catch me!
Hi, sir.
Hello,
Your name, please.
Omar Zagal.
And you were in the 59-321 class?
Yep.
And how were your results for experiment 6?
Well, both electrodes were pretty accurate, but the LME was slightly more closer to the commercial values.
Great. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Oh yeah.
After finally finding a reliable source of results, we've concluded that the liquid membrane electrode had a better correlation to the commercial electrode than did the coated wire one.
There you go. Back to you, Rick.
Thanks, Teresa. Looks like they really gathered some good evidence there.
Mm-hmm. But those big naughty companies that sell commercial pH electrodes, they don't believe us.
No, they don't.
No, they don't. So they asked us hard questions. And you know what we're going to do? We're going to answer them. So what now, big companies that sell pH electrodes? What now? We answered your questions, huh? What now?
Settle down, buddy. So there you have it. Turns out liquid membrane electrodes are just as good as commercial electrodes. I'm Rick Colthurst, and this is Teddy Johnson. For Channel 6 Super Action News, thanks for your time, Windsor.